We have a new Blend Bunny release to talk about today. This is in collaboration with Taj, whose username on Instagram is DoniDarkowitz. She is an Instagram creator, and I will of course link her Instagram down below, but they created a whole collection. I have the palette in my hands. This is called the Little Miss She Never Misses palette, and I did create 2 looks with this palette. I'm going to give you close-ups and swatches, some information about the collection. Then I'll show you look 1, look 2, and at the end I will give you my initial thoughts. This is not a review. I have to use this palette more than twice to get my full and final thoughts. It will end up in a palette ranking in the future. And hello and welcome if you are new here. My name is Rachel, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. You guys know Blend Bunny is one of my favorite brands. You can already expect that I'm going to enjoy this palette. Spoiler alert, and let's do it. So I did receive this palette in PR from the brand, and I do have an affiliate code with Blend Bunny. It is Rachel. If you want to save 10% on your purchase, you can use my affiliate code, and thank you so much if you do. So this is a really fun collection. I did receive the palette in PR. I did not receive the other products, but of course I will talk about the other products as well in the collection. This is what it looks like. It's called the DoniDarkowitz Presents Little Miss She Never Misses Eye and Face Palette. There are 25 shades in the palette, which is one more shade than their small palettes. Like the long palette is a 24 shade palette. And I think Blend Bunny does their palettes, even though they are large, they do them well in that they're very slim, light, easy to pack, easy to store. And then on the inside, this is what it looks like. A very colorful, I would say a little more jewel toned leaning palette. And this is the most shimmer heavy palette they have done thus far. There are 9 shimmers in the palette and they're beautiful. I'm just gonna go ahead and say they're beautiful. And of course, tons of mattes to choose from, and it is a matte heavy palette, which is typical with the brand. So this is the 25 shade palette. It retails for $47. Curated with Taj's favorite action-packed shades, sure to create the looks of your dreams. Multi-chromes, iridescence, and true sparkly shimmers complete the perfect buttery mattes. Blend Bunny is cruelty-free and vegan, and you also get a nice big mirror with this palette as well. I love that the palette goes from light to deep. That is really important to me, a really good gradient, because that's just how I like to create my looks. There is one iridescent duochrome in here. It is absolutely beautiful, and I believe there are 2 multichromes, these 2 right here. They don't have exactly which shades are listed as multichromes, which are not. I'm just taking a shot in the dark here. I'm not the best at judging these things, but that's what I observed. So absolutely gorgeous palette. There are other things in the collection as well. There is a highlighter quad. It's called Simply Put Highlighter Quad. It retails for $35. It says the most beautiful invisible base highlighter quad in icy white, iridescent purple, rose gold, and warm gold for $35. It looks absolutely beautiful. There's also a lip kit. So we have the lip gloss and liner for $15, the most beautiful deep cocoa brown liner for all your needs, and a beautiful baby pink sheer gloss that smells lightly like fresh baked sugar cookies. That sounds delicious. That can be used together for a beautiful lip combination or separately. Sold separately, make your selection. Oh, okay, so they're $15 for the gloss and $12 for the lip liner. So, okay, awesome. I love that. I love this collection. I think it's beautiful. Taj, I was not following her. I didn't know about her until this collaboration, but I definitely would recommend you go follow her on Instagram. Her looks are absolutely breathtaking. She is absolutely beautiful. Go check her out. I will link it down below. So this is a very well-deserved collab. She's got incredible artistry. I will briefly just hold up this new palette against some other palettes that Blend Bunny has in their line if you're curious about comparisons, but I would recommend, another thing I'm gonna link down below is Dee, who is Deandra Nicole on Instagram. She did an amazing swatch, like carousel, comparing all of the mattes in this new palette to mattes in existing palettes from Blend Bunny. So if you really want like in-depth, detailed comparison swatches, I will link her post down below. It was very helpful for me personally, and I can't even imagine how much work she put into that swatch carousel. So go check it out and give it a like and give it a comment and tell her I sent you if you want. Just so she knows that she's getting some appreciation on that post because it was really good. But I will at least hold things up just so you can see if you're curious. So this is the Little Miss She Never Misses. I'm going to keep it on this side. And we have the Blends palette. Now, the Blends palette is my favorite palette from the brand, and it is an all matte rainbow palette. So of course, The first difference is there's no shimmers in the blends palette at all whatsoever. And I think the blends palette has a wider variety of rainbow tones. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purples. Also a whole row on the bottom here of neutrals like browns, whites, blacks, grays. And this is a little more curated down in terms of a color story. It's not as wide in the rainbow, but of course there are like more tones of green. There's more tones of blue curated, if that makes any sense. So that's what I think about that comparison. The other one I thought about was the Machina palette, which is another one of my absolute favorite palettes from the brand. For the Machina palette, this, again, I think is a little more curated down than the blends, but for the actual greens in this, Machina, I think, are a little more on the grungy, olivey yellow side, where in the She Never Misses palette, it's a little more like Kelly greens, true greens. I also think that the shimmers in the Machina are a little different than these. The one in the Machina are a little softer, and the one in the She Never Misses palette, they're a little more impactful, a little more shiny. And of course, there are more special shades. There's 2 multi-chromes and an iridescent, and this one has just 1 iridescent, I believe. Yes, I think so. But in the Machina, we have a matte white, we have a matte black, and we don't have that in this. So yeah, I think overall these are kind of similar, but not really if you look very deeply. Like there are reds in this, but I think the reds here in the Machina lean a little more pink, and the ones in this She Never Misses, they're a little more like warm reds, oranges, burgundies. This column, this row right here next to my cheek. That, I just wanted to hold that up to let you know about that. So I will, of course, link this new collection down below in the description box. I am also going to list everything that is on my face in both looks. And let me know your thoughts on this collection. Did you pick it up? Did you skip on it? Are you excited to maybe pick it up in the future? Let me know. I would love to know your thoughts on the new collection. I'm going to show you look number 1. Look number 2 is what you're seeing on my eyes. Then at the end, I will give you my initial thoughts. So now I'm going to send you off to the first look. All right, I'm ready to do my first look with the Little Miss, She Never Misses. So I want to do something a little dark and smokier. That's where my head's at right now. I am so excited to dig into these shimmers. I have not yet swatched this palette at the moment of filming. The shimmers look yummy. They look yummy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna first start off with the shade Moomy, and I'm going to put it in the crease. The pigment is there, as usual with Blend Bunny. That is beautiful. That performed like the great Blend Bunny mattes that I'm used to. Extremely pigmented, easy to blend out. I was able to use it in my crease and blend out the edges so that it became like a transition shade. So now I'm gonna go in with the shade Rest Mayhaps right here. I love the names. This is just a like really dark purple, and I'm gonna put this in the outer corner and bring it into the crease a little bit lower. The Blend Bunny mattes are drool worthy. Gorgeous, beautiful, absolutely love it. I'm going to deepen it up even more with Hey, Good Night. This like really, really dark blue just in the outer corner. George wants to make a cameo again. Here he is. Oh, he's so sweet. That's it? Okay, you're done. I'm gonna put the NYX Glitter Primer all over my lid. I wanna go in with the shade Don't PMO. Love the names. This looks so beautiful. I wanna put this all over the lid. Ooh, that is so pretty. This is really pretty. It's got a few different reflects of color in there. I mean, it's purple, but it also has a little bit of pink reflect, a little bit of blue, no fallout at all. Obviously, I used a glitter primer, but also this feels a lot creamier and smoother. It's not super piecey or anything, which I love a smooth shimmer. You know that if you've been here before. That is gorgeous. So off camera, all I did was line my upper lash line with a black liquid liner. I want to use the navy shade Hey Goodnight with an angled brush, and I want to use this as like a wing liner. I am going to spray it as well. Let's give it a shot. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. This one from BK Beauty, I love. It is the 208. It is the tiniest little angled brush. It would be good if you use an angled brush for your brows as well. It's just super precise. Yeah, that's much better. Oh, I like that. All right, let me go do the other eye, get some face makeup on, and I will come back so we can finish the look. All right, I'm back. I am gonna take that dark blue Hey Goodnight on the lower lash line, very close to my lower lash line, and connect it to the wing. I'm also gonna spray it again. I'm gonna blend that out with Powerline right here. I'm gonna take the shade Kenneth right here on a tiny little brush. I wanna put this on the lower lash line, just in the inner part. I'm also gonna spray this as well. Ooh, that is so pretty, little sparkle. Love that. And then for my inner corner, I wanna go into Erized right there. It looks like an iridescent duochrome that is like pink. Love that. Beautiful. Yes. All right, I'm gonna go off camera, finish up the rest of my look, and come back to show you the final look. All right, and this is the first finished look with the palette. What do you think? I love it. I love purples. You guys know that if you've been here before. The mattes performed like the great Blend Bunny quality that I expect. Super pigmented, super easy to blend out, which those two things don't always go hand in hand. No problems at all. I love that I was able to use that dark blue as a liner. The shimmers are really, really pretty. They're very smooth, they're not chunky, but they do have that reflect in them. The one I use in my inner corner is an iridescent duochrome, and it is gorgeous. Like, I love that pinky shift in there. Really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So now I'm gonna send you off to the next look. All right, we're gonna create look 2 with the palette. This shade Reed Mortuary up here, it's calling to me. Like, it is the most yummy, like reddish brown that's also plummy. I need to use that today. And so I actually kind of wanna create a halo eye. I haven't done that in a minute. That's what I'm thinking. I'm first going to start off with the shade Fuzzy in my crease. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade At. Am I saying that right? This orange. I'm gonna put it a little lower in the crease. Next, I'm gonna take the shade Pain, that red, and put it in the inner and outer corner. Now I'm gonna take Reed Mortuary, the color that I'm basing this whole look on, and I'm gonna put it in the inner and outer corner as well. I am going to be building it on top of this red, so let's see how it works out. Yeah, that's great. All right, I put the NYX Glitter Primer on my lid in the blank space in the middle, and I'm going to use the shade Rock Steady here in that space. Now, this is not completely opaque, at least upon swatch, so I'm interested to see how this is gonna look. Oh, actually, with the glitter primer under it, that helped a lot. That's fun. I like that. I'm back. I am going to start with Reed Mortuary, and I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. I'm actually not the biggest fan of putting like a pure red on my lower lash line, so I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna go to right here, the orange, and blend that out. For my inner corner, I am going to use the shade Fuzzy, but I am also going to go into another Blend Bunny palette to pick up a matte white and layer it on top. Pretty, pretty. Okay, I'm going to go off camera, finish up the rest of this look, come back to show you the final look, and to give you my initial impressions on this palette. All right, and this is the second finished look. What do you think? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love these tones. I love warm tones. I don't have to repeat myself 100 times every time I use warm tones, but you get it. Beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about this palette. Again, I have to use this more than twice to get my full and final thoughts, but I am very familiar with the Blend Bunny formula, and I will say the mattes in this are the good Blend Bunny matte quality. Pigmented, blendable, one of the best matte formulas in my opinion, at least for my preference, what I look for. Just, you're getting what you see in the pan, but they're not like patchy. I actually even builded one on top of the other and it didn't patch up. It wasn't hard to build up. They're just extremely easy to work with. Now, if you want something that's very sheer, very buildable, maybe this isn't the right formula for you, but I like a pigmented matte. So I think this is the really good quality that I expect. And I really love that there are more shimmers in this than their usual palettes. And I like a matte heavy palette. And even though there are more shimmers, in this palette, it's still matte heavy. So I really like the balance of mattes and shimmers in this. I think it's done really well. I think all of the shimmers are really beautiful. I will say these two, Goblet of Fire and Cowboy Country, they are multichromes, I believe. They don't really have a description on the website about the shades, but I don't know if you can see, they are multichromes, I think. And they are quite similar, but I didn't use either of them on my eyes, so I have to try to play with them on the eyes to let you know my final thoughts. Although in camera, actually, this one looks a little more purpley, and this one looks a little more red, but like when I'm putting them on my fingers, they look pretty similar, but I'll have to keep playing with it. These shimmers are really pretty. They are smooth, and they have that reflect. They're not textured, they're not chunky, and I do like the variety. We have some lights, we have some deeper shimmers, and we have this iridescent duochrome, which I always love having. You could top over something, you could use it in the inner corner. So yeah, I mean, really gorgeous, really, really gorgeous. Congratulations, Taj. Congratulations, Blend Bunny. You did a really, really beautiful job with this palette. If you are a color lover, I really think you would enjoy this. And especially if you don't already own some other Blend Bunny palettes, I think you would really enjoy this if you want a variety of colorful shades. All right, I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Please let me know if you picked this up, if you skipped on it. What are your thoughts on this palette? Let me know because I love hearing from you. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you'd consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly and I'd love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.